Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we have the R-101 Carbine. This is an assault rifle from the Titanfall series, or I guess Apex Legends series, depends on how you want to think about it. This is actually kind of like 4 assault rifles in one, but they're all kind of the same gun. It's a complicated deal. So, we have the R-101, currently put in my character's hands here. This is the Titanfall 1 version of the gun, right? Got a nice HCOG scope, which is like their nice little red dot holographic sight from that game, right? Weapon sounds nice. Recoil or reload is a little bit weird because you kind of clip that magazine through the weapon. Recoil is good though. This is a very low recoil gun, fully automatic assault rifle. Technically carbine, I guess, because it's an R-101 carbine, but whatever. It's got that nice running animation from Titanfall, right? All that ADS stuff looks really good. I mean, not that you ADS too much in Titanfall. Titanfall is like a hip fire, moving really fast kind of game. I just want to saw wall running really bad when I'm using this thing. So when you download this mod for yourself, you can go here to the chemistry station, and you can go down here to the R-101, and you turn a combat rifle plus some other stuff into one of these different variants of the gun. Now, some of them need different things. The R-101C needs just gun nut 1. The R-101C2 requires commando and gun nut. The R-201C requires science and gun nut. And the R-301C requires science and gun nut as well, with a combat rifle. So, as you see that, they shoot 5.56 ammunition, which makes sense. I mean, they shoot what considered light bullets in Apex Legends or whatever, right? Like, and then they just kind of shot whatever they shot. I don't really know the lore of Titanfall in terms of what bullets each gun shot. We have the 201 here. This is the Titanfall 2 version of the weapon. This one had a slightly different iron sight, which looks weird this year. It's especially, I don't think that's shooting where like you'd think it would, because it'd be like, it doesn't quite have, like, because there's like supposed to be like a dot in there, like in between those little like horns. They're not horns, the little prongs, I guess, right? Like, so the iron sight version of this one, that reload is janky though. It does bug me a little bit. I'm a stickler for those because I've seen good animations. I've seen super high quality, crazy, over the top, the best type of stuff. I've covered a lot of Fallout mods in my time, and I remember Titanfall having really great animations as well. So this is a 301. The 301 comes with a built-in sight. This is the Apex Legends version of the gun, essentially. I have it currently suppressed. Not that it has a suppressor on it, I don't think. It just is suppressed. This is what it sounds like suppressed. All the reload animations are still kind of just as jank. The gun kind of looks the same. This is the R301, or R101 with the sight on it that's built in. And that's kind of like the different versions you can customize here. They all have the same running animations. And the thing that we're going to get into here, when we take this stuff over to the weapon workbench, is all the guns are essentially one gun. So if I take this, even this tactical R101C2 that I have here, all the different guns are different receivers, right? So if I put the R101 carbine on this, now it's the R101 carbine. Like, you can only need to craft one of them. This obviously with iron sights is really weird looking because it doesn't have any sights. It was never designed to not have a sight. But we could craft this into something else. We can make this a 301, and then we have that version with its iron sights. I don't recommend iron sights on any of these guns. I don't really think, like you see, as you see that my bullet holes are a little bit higher than where the iron sights seem to line up with. But you can make any of these other ones. It's just, and the receivers don't really change how much damage the weapon does. It just is a cosmetic look. Do you like the Titanfall 2 look, or equip the Titanfall 2 version, the R201 here? You like the Titanfall, you know, or as I say, Titanfall 3. Titanfall 3 doesn't exist because they, you know, the developers hate us. Respawn, you know, they'd rather just, you know, have Apex Legends. If you like the Apex Legends version, that's fine too. The point is you can customize any. You only need to craft the one, so you could technically craft the R101C because it's the cheapest to craft at the chemistry station, and then turn that into whatever you want, which is higher ranks of the gun nut perk. Even the R301C, I guess, is because that's the way it started. It starts like that. So if you were at, let's see. So if I have the 301, I could turn this into any different other ones, right? Like, it just is what it is. The R301 is the free one. I guess it's free. This still says it's the R101C2, but it's the R301 looking model. And then you can change all these different barrels. So the compact barrel has better accuracy, doesn't lose any stats for that. The assault barrel gets more range and accuracy. The carbine barrel is kind of like your default. You have what's this cool Fallout feature onto a Titanfall gun where you can put a gauss barrel on there, and the gauss barrel still shoots fully automatic rounds. You need science and gun nut for this. You use a little bit of fire, but it's still full auto, massive amounts of damage. You can put an LMG barrel on there if you want to keep it shooting more traditional 5.56 style projectiles rather than the 2mm electromagnetic cartridges, which can be quite rare, especially when you're shooting them full auto. You're going to spin a lot of them and run out pretty quick. And then also a Gauss suppressed version. So there is a suppressed version here. There's also stock options, but the stock doesn't actually change the look of the weapon. it says that this is exceptional recoil. So we'll put the exceptional recoil stock on there. You could put a silencer on there, which does slightly reduce your range. I guess it's, you know, a decent chunk in there. And it doesn't look like a suppressor got put on the weapon. You can also put a magazine on there. So 24, 32, or 45 round. They actually look the same when you craft all of them, as you see here in the preview image, right? They all look the same. You could put a laser sight on there. Either just a laser sight with the full laser or the dot, or turn it off. Obviously you want to put a sight on here. You can put the regular HCOG, the HCOG 2, which is the Titanfall 2 version of the HCOG, the HCOG R1, a hollow sight, or the iron sights. For this, the 201 iron sights apparently is the iron sights that thing really likes. That was weird as fucking third person. This is broken as shit. I didn't even test this in third person, but this is absolutely mangled. This is not. That's not working at all. This is a first person only gun. So obviously you see that with the laser sight though. You could use those iron sights and then just kind of put the dot on people. And it doesn't really shoot where the laser sight dot is. You get a big 45 round magazine that clips. It's so unfortunate that this gun is absolutely stuffed in third person. I haven't even tested that yet. I was kind of testing it out a little bit before I made this video. But I had not tested third person because I don't really play third person. And I know some of you do. Some of you always leave in comments being like, test the weapon out in third person. And sometimes I forget because I'm a human being and I make mistakes. But this one is absolutely broken in third person. I mean, like, you just look like you're not holding the... I mean, I guess it technically functions. My shots are going where they are supposed to. It won't even reload, right? Like, it's got some broken stuff in it. Let me see. I have third-person camera animations. Maybe I have to apply them. It's still doing some weird stuff. It's definitely not correct. Okay, it just doesn't work in third person. But you can kind of mix and match. I think the gauss suppressor is the way to go on this, right? Because you're maximizing damage and it is suppressed. The half stock says it's got the best recoil, so we'll take that. I mean, you can put like a hollow sight, whatever sight you really prefer on there, and the laser sight if you want to. That third person is so weird. This is our hollow. I don't really like the hollow in Apex or Titanfall or anything like that. It's just like a worse HCOG sight. This is that gauss barrel, which is suppressed. It shoots crazy shit, which is going to be very powerful. It's going to be very cool, which is why I thought that was so cool. Like, it's a very Fallout version of a Titanfall gun rather than just being a Titanfall gun in Fallout, because you can do that gauss suppressor thing. But that third person shit not working at all is crazy. Why would you have it like that? Now that's a clean looking sight, right? Like, you put that, there's no recoil at all. Excuse me. Got a little cough still. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I've been a little sick recently. Trying to get over that shit. Lost my voice over the weekend. Well, at least I got some of it now. But yeah, that's most of the customization you can do with it. And like I said, you could do that with all of these. So if you take this R-101C, you could definitely still make that a gauss suppressor barrel. That doesn't change anything. You can do that half stock, which is probably the best, right? You could put the laser sight dot on there, I suppose, instead of the full laser sight. You could do a regular HCOG if that's what you're into. Put the biggest magazine on there, because why not? You could change the material here. On this one, doesn't do anything. You know, that's good. And you could do a damage modifier. I don't think you need to do a damage modifier when you're already currently shooting that 150 damage per shot gauss round. But it's there for the people that want it. So I think we took the 201C here. Yeah, this has still got the gauss thing on there. That's a regular HCOG. Does not work in all instances. It's so weird looking. I mean, that recoil is definitely climbing up. It won't reload at all. It's so weird that that's not working in third person. And that first person reload animation is bad. Because, I mean, it clips enough that it bothers me. And I don't get bothered too much. I try not to get bothered too much, but that does bother me. Because I think this gun is really good. It's really cool, right? Like, to kind of like a Fallout version of a Titanfall gun. And Titanfall has some iconic weapons, I think. Titanfall weapons are really good. Titanfall is one of my favorite first-person shooter series of all time, and I really love first-person shooters. It's part of the reason I love Fallout so much, is because it combines the first-person shooter with the RPG, right? And Titanfall is definitely up there in terms of my first-person shooter preferences, but this gun is so busted in different ways, right? With that reload being really jank. The third person not working at all. I mean, not working at all. I'm trying to be correct in what my statements are. It's technically works, like it functions, but it doesn't look like it functions. It's more broken than anything. And this, the regular suppressed one. That clipping reload is kind of annoying. We are going to go test the weapon out in combat. I imagine it's going to be quite effective, right? Like, we're going to start with this one, which is, just regular suppressed 5.56 rounds. And then we'll go to the gauss to make it even stronger if we need to. And then, like I said, you can even do that damage modifier and stuff. I'm not really sure if you're gonna download this weapon mod though anyway. I think it just has too many issues, right? If you play in third person, you can't use it at all. Like just easy skip the fuck out of this one. It's just not good enough. It's not with a tolerable quality. If you play in first person and you can deal with the janky reload, I think if the weapon functions well enough, you can maybe get over that kind of thing. Like ignore the fact that it's reloaded as jank because you get to play with an iconic Titanfall weapon or Apex weapon, depending, you know, how you think about it. And then you can get a really cool customized little gun that's got really nice sights. These HCOG sights are some of the best sights in a first-person shooter. Laser sight included, right, with a dot or not a dot, you know, the full laser or whatever. Big 45 round mag, you know, a nice fire rate, suppressed. All that stuff is really good. It's just, you know, got some issues. We'll test it out in some combat, and I'll see you guys when we get there. All right, everybody, pulling up here on my Zombie Zero in arcade mode. We're gonna test it out here. We're gonna probably test it against something fairly tough, like a Super Mutant, for example. We'll go to the Super Duper Mart. Haven't been here in a while, so hopefully it's okay. It's gonna be real dark, but other than that, it'll be fine. We'll spawn in Super Mutants though, because it is kind of one of the tougher enemies we could fight here, and I want to kind of test how the weapon functions. I mean, obviously that HCOG sight here that we have on this particular gun, we have a couple different HCOG sights we're going to show off. Does glow nicely even here in the darkness, where you can quite, you know, easily see the scope, even when it's dark. The sights glow so you can see them, right? Like that's definitely a deal. Where my Super Mutants at though? I was expecting something to spawn in at some point. So this is like a reminder. Our suppressed 5.5. Hello? There's definitely somebody in there. So that, you know, obviously took a fair share of shots. These are Super Mutant Masters. These are high-level Super Mutants. In the dark, you can't see that the reload is jank. We're gonna go through a whole wave with this particular one. Obviously, suppressed helps because you can get those sneak attack criticals going. I mean, I'm still not even noticed. Now I'm noticed. And then that's where that damage is really gonna start falling apart. That 45 round mag isn't even really cutting it. And I gotta unload a whole mag into these Super Mutants high level, right? Obviously, you can do that damage if you want to. Apologies for these Super Mutants being excessively loud with their shit. The miniguns and such a thing. I got that one dead finally. But like, this is not. I don't know if it functions well enough to justify using it necessarily, especially with all the issues and stuff. Now we can see the reload. Okay, so that's that wave done. But I think this Gauss barrel is a really cool one too. So we got this Gauss one here, different little HCOG sight. I mean, I guess we could use this one. Was this the one that had like? Oh, yeah, this one had the full laser too. So we can, you know, I don't know if the laser's actually giving you better hip fire, but it does give you like that, you know, identifier of like this is where you're kind of aiming, right? Which is kind of the intent of a laser sight. I'm gonna pop this impact just in case. Not too worried about the Super Mutants. They are tough enough though. We are suppressed Gauss now, so we're gonna, when the next wave starts here just in a second, we're gonna try to sneak around with this, but this should take significant less shots. It pretty much does double damage, right? But even then, you have to think in your head, does this weapon's potential damage and cool scopes and all these things, I mean, the fire rate is a little slower. DPS is definitely still higher, right? Like, for sure. We are kind of just melting through these boys. Or girls. I guess it doesn't really, you know, it's hard to tell with the season. But yeah, you're absolutely fine. They're making a fuck ton of noise, though, for a suppressed gun. Suppressed Gauss rifle. It just does make the noise still. Is there people left here? I really wish this mod was better, too, though. I wish it functioned at all in third person. I'm going to shoot it. Look, I'm shooting it in third person. It is technically doing its thing. Obviously, I can't reload, though, at all. So I have to switch to first person to reload. Like, I really love this gun. I mean, it's not my favorite gun. It's probably my, like, up there for my favorite assault rifles in the Titanfall series. I mean, I like the Car SMG. That was my go-to gun in the Titanfall series. I also like, what was the other one? I forget what the other assault rifle was. The one that's kind of like an AK. That one I like the most as the assault rifles. But still, a very iconic weapon. Very cool with the Gauss barrel and all the things. The animations in general look good. Like the firing animations, the running animation looks really nice, right? The scopes are really good. The laser sight customization is good. Having a suppressor. I mean, but you can't really change the look of the weapon, which is fine. I don't really care. I don't care if the stock looks the same. You change the stock to make it functionally different. That's cool with me. But it doesn't function in third person. The reload's a little, you know, got that clipping issue. Yeah, I mean, it's just a little hard for me to recommend. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you guys do want to check out this mod for yourselves, there's still be a link in the top of the description to the Bethesda.net page or the Nexus mod page, where you can find this mod for yourselves and you can download it for yourselves there, and then, you know, experience it for yourself. If you like it, you know, that's your business. No one's trying to tell you what you're allowed to like. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate that like rating down below. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, that we can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be, and I'll see you in the next episode.